So what it really poses for us is still the best way, and I think that the budget really hit the nail on the head, and 96% of people will honestly be better off. Most people can now put more into super. There's the 5-year contributions catch-up rule that I went through. There's tax deductions for personal contributions, and there's the abolition of the work test between age 65 and 75, and that'll help. The good news is that most people will not be affected by the 1.6 billion superannuation pension cap, as I said, because that's effectively $3.2 million for a couple. And any excess of that would just be taxed at 15%. So for an example, if you're a 65-year-old couple and you have about $4 million in superannuation, 80% is tax-free and 20% is taxed at 15%. I mean, that's an average tax rate of 3%, and really that's not a heavy tax rate. That's virtually tax-free. But for the high income earners, the 4%ers, who the budget is really targeting, those who earn greater than $250,000 a year, they'll face super contributions tax rate of 30%. And that's, as we can see, is going to be greater than the company tax rate. And that's where the opportunity is. So isn't super meant to be an attractive investment structure for everyone? It's meant to be the ideal way to create wealth for retirement. But there's an alternative now, and that's what Michael sort of went through as well. There's an investment company where the shares in the company are owned by a family trust. Now, the company invests in long-term growth assets, and that can be properties, it can be shares, it can be managed funds, and it could be more interesting vehicles. The general idea is that you'll have an investment company and you'll have a family trust, and the investment company owns the investment portfolio. But the trick here is the investment company pays fully franked dividends to the family trust and then is able to distribute them out to the lower tax beneficiaries. It's just the way it's going to be going forward if it comes into play in July. That this structure is actually becoming quite an attractive way to invest. Franking credits are the key, as Michael alluded to. A company generates tax or franking credits, but super doesn't. The investment company trust may generate an effective tax rate closer or even to less than the super tax rate. But you'll need to check with your accountant. It will be dependent on your circumstances and also the assets that you invest in. But there's other advantages that sort of sway the argument. It gives you the ability to access cash whenever you want to. You can lend monies to related parties, and you can hold assets such as your holiday home inside this structure, which currently is precluded with self-managed super funds and super in general. Who this strategy works best for? Well, I can't really tell you exactly who it works best for. I can in terms of sitting through and going through a list of criteria, but it is something you'll need to sit down with your accountant and make sure it's suitable for you. The story I just wanted to say today is that there's lots going on. There's a chance to really plan really well, make some good decisions and set up some really good investment structures for you that compete with superannuation. That's all I wanted to say tonight, but as I said, don't fall off the wall like Humpty Dumpty did.